It's the day of our final, what am I going to say here? It's the day of our final,
We go home today.
part 4 of the road trip.
Good morning. Today we get to go home. This is the last part of our road trip video and our road trip video series. And if you've stayed with us this long, you're probably going to want to know all the final stats and everything that happened comparatively over the weekend. This is your chance.
We're still in Little Rock, Arkansas. We're getting ready for the final leg of our trip. It's just a little under 400 miles to go today. We were able to plug in and get a full-ish charge. The car stopped at 99% and just wouldn't go any higher, but out of this Clipper Creek charger. And so I need to say some stuff about this hotel. It's unassuming. It's a Best Western. It doesn't look super special, right? But we plugged in last night. This charger worked right away. We went in to check in, and I got a notification on my Tesla app that the charger had faulted. It didn't. The car kept charging, but I saw it and I commented on it. And the person behind the desk was like, "Oh, I'll look into that. I'll get it taken care of. Just come on down. Let me know if you need any help." I've never stayed at a hotel with free EV charging that had somebody at the behind the counter that was that concerned and interested about making sure that it worked correctly. That was the first thing that made me want to say some good things about this hotel. And before we get into that, I just want to say, no, we stayed here. This is our direct review. We're not getting anything for it. But I just want to clarify that, and I'm going to hand the camera. I'm going to take the camera and have Rachel kind of say, "Tell us some stuff about this hotel."
Well, first of all, it's a good charger. It is a level 2. We didn't have to pay for it. It was right up front. It wasn't iced. It wasn't in anybody's way. There was nobody parked here. It worked great. It was easy. The lady behind the counter, her name is Erica. She was really nice. She cared that it was working. And then we went to our room, which was fine. It was a nice enough room. It wasn't brilliant. It was fine. They did have a bathtub though, which is good in my book. We slept because we got in late. We slept. We got up in the morning. We came down for breakfast and had a nice conversation. Apparently, Erica lives here at the hotel. She's the manager and she's just here all the time. And she thinks of this hotel as her opportunity to make people feel at home and welcome, even when they're they're away from their real home. She wants them to feel like there's somebody who cares about them, which I thought was amazing and lovely.
You get a real bed and breakfast vibe. She was going around talking to people and all of that. Gave us a really, personal goodbye as we were leaving. So anyway, this is the Best Western in South Little Rock. South or West Little Rock. I got a little video clip inside on my phone of what the front desk looked like and the little map of Little Rock that she made with her Cricut.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're ever coming through Little Rock, you gotta give this place a shot. It's a Best Western. It's got EV charging. It's free EV charging, and the property manager is really nice and customer service focused.
You betcha, which you do not get everywhere for sure.
So let's take a look at the trip plan for today and get going. So I'm going to navigate home, and you're going to see, let's see what our route is. Right here it has a stopping, I think that's in Nash, Texas, and then again in Greenville, Texas. So it looks like 2 charge stops. First one is 158 miles away, and we're 17% on arrival. So this will be a short road trip section because we've only got the 2 charge stops. We just passed mile marker 2 on Interstate 30 here in Texarkana, Arkansas, because we passed a sign that said, "Welcome to Texarkana," but we're still in Arkansas. But we're getting ready to get into the one state that we are in twice on this trip, because it's where we live. It's where we have to start and where we have to finish. Been an uneventful morning, except for a little bit of a traffic jam due to construction, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Stopped and filled up a drink back in Arkadelphia, and
That's an interesting town name, Arkadelphia.
It is. We still have 25 miles to go until our charger, which is actually in New Boston, Texas. So that's where we're headed.
Yeah, it's crazy how we keep seeing town names that are also town names in other states.
Well, we went through South Boston, Virginia a few days ago.
Right. But yeah, we've been through two Charlottesvilles.
Well, Charlotte and Charlottesville.
But no, there was another.
There was another Charlottesville?
I think so. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like there's a lot of town names that are similar.
Multiple Lexingtons.
Yes.
Multiple Greenvilles. We're going to be stopping in a Greenville, and we were in a different Greenville a few days ago as well.
Right.
I think we're in Texas now.
Did we
Yeah, there's the state, there's the Welcome to Texas line.
Okay.
So it's kind of over this.
The road
K-rail.
Changed.
Yeah.
Just the type of pavement changed abruptly.
Welcome to Texas. Drive friendly the Texas way. But we're going to be going through Dallas, and ain't nobody drive friendly in Dallas.
Yeah, I was going to say whoever wrote that has never met a Ram truck.
Yeah. We'll see you at the charging stop.
Bye.
Welcome to New Boston, Texas. This is a pilot truck stop with an Exxon and a Denny's and all kinds of stuff, and a big supercharger with a Chevy Bolt plugged in. We are sitting at 21%. This is our next to last charge stop and our first charge back in Texas. And it's been a pretty uneventful day so far. Let me get you some stats. 159.7 miles since we left the hotel this morning. We're at 2,609 miles total on the trip, and an average efficiency of 249.3 watt hours per mile. All right, it looks like we peaked at 154 kilowatts.
Okay.
I get you with that Bolt in the background. Anything you want to say about this leg of the trip?
I could tell we were back in Texas, even though I didn't recognize the name New Boston. I didn't know it was in Texas, but when I opened the door and the sun hit me, I go, yep, it's definitely Texas. It's trying to kill me.
It's hot. It got hot.
It's hot. I have great affection for Texas. I was born here. This is where I live, but it does try to kill you with the heat for sure.
So Rachel, what do you want to say about this charging location?
It's pretty nice. It's got a lot of chargers. What is it? It looks like maybe 16 chargers.
Something like that, 2 rows.
Yeah. It's also a truck stop and an Exxon gas station. It has a Denny's, which we were just commenting on the way in is probably really convenient for the Bolt owner, because you do need longer to charge a Bolt, but it's real convenient to just plug it in and go in and eat. So I bet they probably did that. It also has a pretty big gift shop with decent restrooms and a lot of other like amenities and things to buy, and different places you can eat and things like that. So it's nice as a charge stop. I recommend it.
Yeah, not a super far walk.
Right. We have to go across the parking lot, but it's not like a huge parking lot. It's just these 2 rows of cars, and then you get to the building.
I remember driving across country as a kid, and we liked having the truck stops. Mm-hmm. And this just brings us back to just old school road tripping. Mm-hmm. And go in the travel centers and things like that. I much prefer these to the ones at hotels or shopping malls for road trips. I'm sure that the superchargers at hotels and shopping malls and big box stores have a place when it's not on road trips. But
yeah. Well, and the other thing about truck stops is if you're the type that likes to drive straight through and you don't get a hotel, you can actually pay to have a shower at a truck stop.
Yeah.
Most of them do have showers available. They cost money, but it's cheaper than a hotel. And if you're just driving straight through, it's a possibility for you.
Hey, we're at 15% on arrival. Should we unplug?
No, I think we should stay here for another 2 hours for no reason.
I think we should unplug.
Oh, let's unplug. You want me to unplug?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
And there you go. We got to 69% on this charge. Our next stop is in Greenville, Texas, and we're on the road. Welcome to Greenville, Texas. This is going to be the last public charging stop for us on the trip. We're at a 1.9 fuel network travel center. This is fairly new. It's got the newer cabinets. And as a bit of symmetry on this road trip, this one is set up almost identically to the charge stop that we had in Tyler, which was our first public charging stop on the trip. Same type of cabinets, kind of at a truck stop travel center, and the supercharger is set up in this square with the drive-through lane going around it, except this one's for a Sonic and not for a Starbucks. And there's a cone in the drive-through lane that means that this drive-through lane is not open. Makes me wonder if the Sonic is open, because we were actually planning on having lunch there. Let's get some stats. So we rolled in at 13%. We're 102.8 miles since our last charge. 2,712 miles total on the trip so far. Our efficiency has finally dipped a little below 4 at 250.5 watt hours per mile. That is because we're in Texas and it's back over 90 degrees. And the air conditioning is running pretty solid. But I'm not going to disagree with the navigation. It looks like it has us going on the south side of the Metroplex on Interstate 20, which will be there fairly soon. We're picking up what's going to be our dinner tonight in 82 miles. About 5 miles after that, we're going to pick up Fiona, and then we're going to go home. I'll get you how far we are from home here in a minute. Do you have any thoughts here?
Not really. Hungry, ready for some lunch.
Okay. We have enough now to continue our trip. It's projecting us with our percentage when we pick up our Papa Murphy's pizza for dinner. It's got us that we'll cook when we get home, from where we're going to be picking up Fiona, and at our house. And with all of that, it has us probably at 12 or 13% now. So shall we unplug?
Let's unplug.
We got here at 13%. Mm-hmm. Need to say that on the camera so I can put it in at editing. Go ahead. The Sonic is not open. So we had to go to Big Madre's Tacos y Tortas. We figure since we're back in Texas, we're probably okay with Mexican food, right?
Tex-Mex, let's do it.
Yeah.
Ready to eat.
We really like this charging stop, even though the Sonic was closed. The other food smells good. We're hungry for lunch. We unplugged at 70%. We'll give you our final thoughts and final stats on the trip from the road, so stay tuned. We have picked up our pizza to cook for dinner tonight, although Rachel's hungry and I'm not. We have picked up Fiona from her week at our son's house. She was very happy to see us, very snugly, very, very, very excited. Came to the door to meet us, all of that stuff made me feel bad. But we've got her back, we're taking her back home. We are right now sitting at 2,815 miles on the trip so far. With 15 miles to go. So it looks like it's going to be 2,830 thereabouts. I'll put it up in the graphic at the end of the video. Our average efficiency right now is showing is 251.1 watt hours per mile. So just a hair below 4 miles per kilowatt hour. We've gone over 96,000 miles on the odometer on this trip, so we're probably going to have that 100,000 mile video on this Model 3 coming out in the next couple of months. But so yeah, this trip looks like it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 miles longer than it was last year. And that's because we decided to go through some different states. South Carolina, North Carolina, West Virginia, Kentucky were not part of our route last year.
Also, the state of confusion and the state of exhaustion.
We're always on those. We're always going through those on these trips. But what did you think of the route this year, Rachel?
I liked it. I thought it was fun that it was a little bit different. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't have minded if we had gone a more direct route and gotten there a little bit sooner or spent a little bit less time in the car. It is a long drive. But going through different states was cool, and it was neat to have a little, variety. And
I really like driving through West Virginia the way that we did. Those were some fun roads and really good, pretty scenery. Even being able to go through South and North Carolina. Some of the worst traffic we had was in Charlotte or outside of Charlotte until we got close to home. Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex does not mess around
no.
when it comes to traffic. We were lucky that we went through Atlanta after 10 o'clock at night going through downtown and didn't have any traffic issues there, but that was because of the time.
Yeah, but we came through Dallas-Fort Worth around...
getting close to brush hour.
Yeah. Well, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We had to go through a school zone when we went to go pick up Fiona, and driving on I-20 through the Metroplex is just taking your life into your hands. People are crazy.
There's so many times I had to disengage FSD to take evasive action.
Yeah.
Because I know the car can do it. I just didn't want the car to.
Yeah. It's too important.
But, the little clip that I included in part 1 of the person moving into our lane in Alabama, that's what this whole video would be if I included those for what just happened in the last hour. But we're on our toll road to get us home, and the traffic's going to be nice and calm here. FSD did fine. The vast majority of our highway driving was with FSD engaged, and I just had to spend my time monitoring it, which was actually not bad. It would have made the drive a lot more tiring without it.
Well, that was kind of the point. That's what we were hoping for, since you did all of the driving for the entire trip, both directions. That FSD gave you the opportunity to rest your leg a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Gwen did by far most of the driving. Gwen's the car. I just, was supervising.
Yeah, but you have to pay attention. Like, for instance, I slept part of yesterday, and he can't do that because he has to supervise the car.
Right. So there is that. But it is very helpful to have it for these long trips.
Yeah.
I am very likely going to let the FSD expire when my 1 month is up, though. So that's it. Is there anything else you want to add about the trip, Rachel?
It was a great trip. I thought it was extremely well planned, as always. Everything that you plan always goes really well. And, other than just being quite long, it was definitely a pleasant trip. We had a good time listening to books in the car and podcasts and talking and things like that. The car did absolutely everything we asked of it. It was great. And we didn't have any trouble with any of the charging stations either.
No. In fact, we only had issues with one hotel. Mm-hmm. And I want to bring that up. I mean, I asked for suggestions from you guys about what you wanted us to look at, and I didn't get too many, and some of those comments I couldn't do. Some of them were about going through some of the sites and getting some of the scenery, but we were pressed for time, and it just wasn't really on our route. So apologies for that. But one of the comments was asking about the hotel charging experience. And our hotel charging experience started off not great and looked like it was going to continue to be a theme, but then it got better and it got flawless after that.
Our best charging experience was the last one, actually.
Yeah, well, the last three.
The last three were all great.
We're all there. Our first hotel was that Spring Hill Suites in Lindale, and they had 2 wall boxes that did not have power and did not work.
Right.
Nobody was using them, but they weren't powered on. And the hotel said there's something wrong, we're not going to power them up. I think they were on somebody's wall box account and they didn't have the password anymore or something like that.
Yeah, it was something dumb, because wall boxes are designed for home use. They're not really designed for commercial use. And they had bought them.
It was a valiant effort, but to no avail. But it was a nice hotel.
It was. We liked the hotel.
And when they get their charger situation fixed, it should be fine. And then our next one was the Home 2 Suites in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and we thought we were going to have a situation of they only had 2 plugs and they were both in use, but we lucked out when a BMW i3 was just finishing charging as we were unloading our car, and we were able to get into the spot, plug in, and get a full charge.
We literally walked right past him as he was getting into his car. We were like, "Oh, excuse me, sir."
Yeah, I just saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I asked him, "Are you leaving?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, great! That means I can plug in."
Yeah.
And then
nice timing.
Our hotel where we stayed for 3 nights in Charlottesville did not have EV charging because the hotels in Charlottesville's expensive, y'all. And the hotels in Charlottesville that had EV charging were like more than twice what we were paying for the other hotels.
Yeah, we ended up staying in a hotel that was the same hotel with several of the other attendees that we knew.
Right.
So it was okay that we weren't able to charge. We were, there were other advantages to staying in that hotel.
I wasn't too worried about it because I could go to a supercharger in Charlottesville, and yes, it cost about $13 for that supercharger, but it would have cost us an additional $300 or $400 to stay in a hotel that had EV charging in Charlottesville.
Yeah, not worth it.
So
Plus, we spent very little time in the hotel room, so it didn't matter.
Then we went, the hotel in Charleston, West Virginia, was a Fairfield Inn and Suites, and it had 4 plugs. 2 were in use. 1 was being iced, but there was one available for us when we got there, and we were able to plug in and get a good charge off of that without a problem. As soon as the Honda Prologue that was next to us had unplugged, and an F-150 Lightning was pulling into that spot as I was leaving mine. So we still had 1 left over, but that Lightning probably wanted to charge last night and couldn't. But there was another F-150 parked next to the other charger, icing it, that wasn't an EV.
Yeah.
And then last night at the Best Western in Little Rock, we were the only ones there at the charger. And the great thing about it was right by the front door. It was super convenient.
It was.
So our hotel charging experience was better this year than it was last year.
Yes, last year was pretty bad.
Was getting me to the point of maybe we just don't need to be looking for these hotel chargers anymore, but leaving that hotel with 100% charge or 99% charge in the morning and not having to stop right away at a supercharger was beneficial, not just to the wallet, but beneficial just to the drive. So hope you liked this series of videos. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye.